be recorded, you can just continue. Okay.
Oh, that was the story.
So he died of a broken heart.
He did. Lanny Poffo died as broken heart. He never made it to Maryland.
Wow.
That's it.
Okay.
But you know what Lanny Poffo was famous for, right? Other than being Randy's brother. Oh, he said he could, commit self-fellatio.
Yeah.
And apparently it was verified.
Okay.
Okay.
Research. So just before we just officially end the show, George or Jen or Eric, any last comments or questions?
Earlier you said that watching a 40-some minute match, is boring. I totally agree. They call it one of the best matches there was Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania, the Iron Man match.
Yeah.
I thought like 49 minutes of that match was just like two guys rolling around the mat. It was like we didn't need it.
Right.
The beginning and the end is all we needed.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have made that match so much better. It didn't have to be an Iron Man match.
Mm-hmm.
I literally think, because I think they were two of the best performers.
Oh yeah, by far
to ever wrestle. Mm-hmm. And like I said, for 40-some minutes, they rolled around the mat doing nothing, basically.
Waste time.
You're not going to get an argument from me on that. I mean, I've seen two Iron Man matches that I can think of that I was actually intrigued from beginning to end, or maybe I wasn't painfully bored at any point during it. It's probably about
some of the ones that had more pinfalls in them, or more wins and losses during the match. I mean, literally that one, there was one pin in the whole match, and that was that was actually in overtime because they went over the hour, and it was like I said, for 40-some minutes they were just two guys rolling around on the mat. And it's like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that either. We're in agreement.
Yeah.
It's a lot of them.
Sometimes I would have rather just had the story and then a quick match and be done with it. And that would have been so much better.
Give me a 6'5", 280-pound guy, power slam a guy 3 times in a row and take the 3. Right. I'll take that. I'll take my little cartoon come to life every time over, a 55-minute, catch match, British strong style.
Yeah,
I'd like to say that a power slam actually does hurt. Anyways, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, that's it. I'm fascinated that you train with Al Snow. I mean, he's making a bit of a resurgence with the OVW and the Netflix series, The Wrestlers.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't watched it. No.
Oh, it's really good. Only one season. It catalogs. It's like a docuseries on him trying to run OVW with their new, which is Ohio Valley Wrestling, which a long time ago was a giant feeder. Brock Lesnar came out of there. John Cena, Randy Orton came out of there. Haas and Benjamin came out of there. So it was a bit Batista. It was a big deal. Now it's just an indie, and it's owned by like a sportscaster and I think like a car dealership owner out of Louisville, Kentucky. And it's sort of like Al Snow and one of the Basham brothers, I think, trying to sort of run it and run a wrestling company. And a couple like Holly Hood, Haley J, she sort of come out of that as a star. Like I see her on NWA now, and I saw her at MCW, which is Maryland Championship Wrestling, and so and she was on I think AEW once on one of their pre-shows. It was fun, but it's a good show. It's interesting. It's like a documentary, but it's also wrestling, and it's fun. It's interesting. But there's only one season. They're hoping for a second, but it feels like it's been a long time between season 1 and what would be season 2. So I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
If you hold on, sorry, George, I apologize. If you decide that you want it, what's that?
I gotta go let Dozer out, so I'm gonna go.
Okay. Thanks, Jen. If you want to have on your show a wrestler, I know the only one out of our group that made it big. He's a friend of mine. I can actually put you in touch with him if you want to interview a wrestler.
I would love to, and it's not just going to be me. Most likely, it's going to be me and another wrestler, but we're probably going to. But like everybody has something that's in the Garden of Doom universe that they like, and that's what I do like to. But if it's Mr. Thomas, he'll have a list of things, and if I know it's Mr. Thomas, I'll have my own list of things too. So we'll also bring up drones in New Jersey and UFOs and whatever the topics of the day are. So yeah, I'd love to, and it's what's best is when I book somebody, I feel like I'm pulling my weight.
Right.
Go ahead, Eric.
I know one too. His name is Jeff Welch.
No, I never made it. No.
Well, there you go. He can interview you on why you didn't make it. You didn't make.
Yeah, because I was
JKW. Put us out there. Come on.
I was so far out of my league, and yeah. But I'm gonna reach out to my friend after the show, and I'm gonna see if he's okay with me giving you his information, and then you two can touch base and go from there. How's that sound, Jeff?
It's fine. I won't stalk him. I mean, I think the fact that there's already 2 to 4 wrestlers that are already in the rotation, so that I'm not going to become their best friend involuntarily.
Yep. No. I mean, if you interview wrestlers and it helps you and it's something that you like, I want to be able to help. So that's what we do here.
That's great, and that's one of the things about wrestling. Everybody knows somebody that's in the wrestling business, so it is relatable in that it's like I don't know any NFL football players. I mean, I've run into Ravens around town, but I don't know them, A, and B, they were already famous when I bumped into them. So I don't know anyone who made it to the major leagues. I know a couple of people who are in the minor leagues, but it's not the same. It's like, every rich person knows somebody who was almost a pro golfer, who has at least been a pro golfer once or twice. Everybody at country club probably knows someone who was, or knows someone who was a, pro tennis player, but everybody knows somebody who's in the pro wrestling business. So it's very relatable in that. So everybody feels like they're an insider, which is part of the reason it's so weird and tribalist, but it's also some of the reason that's fun. And people say tribalism like it's a bad thing. Why? I mean, I just made fun of your Bears. I mean, and I'm not even in the NFC.
So the most ironic thing is Eric is a Commanders fan.
Yeah.
Oh, see, so you're my 95 rival.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you were a Redskins or Ravens fan, but you already said Ravens, so.
Oh, yeah. Ravens fan. I was a season ticket holder from day one. I haven't been in a while. I had to sell the sales and the tickets in the divorce, but it's.
You're actually a Cleveland Browns fan, but anyways.
The Cleveland Browns have been resurrected even worse than before.
Right.
It's like the history's only resurrection that turned out worse.
George, do you have anything to ask or add?
Just that probably unpopular for the area I live in, but I'm actually going for the Ravens this weekend.
Whoa!
Unpopular for the area that we live in. Very much.
Are you in Texas?
No, we're close to Buffalo.
Close to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't hear that Great Lake accent.
Good pick. Yeah.
I spent a good amount of time away from New York when I was in the military and whatnot. So a little bit of an accent.
Kandahar shooting giants in the mountains.
Yeah.
Way back.
That's one of those conspiracy theories that there's U.S. Special Forces encountered a red-haired giant with green eyes in the mountains of I don't know, Tora Bora or whatever. I don't know what the mountain ranges are there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they say.
But so Eric, anything?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I appreciate you coming on, Jeff.
Yeah.
Very
Thank you.
Hey, well, thanks for having me. I feel like I should get a cause, like something a little bit more philanthropic. listen. I have been trying to raise money for Lufisto's GoFundMe. She needs money, so if you want to help Lufisto, 25-year veteran, she's on her third surgery. She is you can help out Lufisto. And I'm not a fan of this guy, but Chris Bay, he broke his neck in action in wrestling. His medical bills, I'm sure, will be taken care of by the company, but he's lost his income and he's probably going to need, some type of care for the rest of his life. So contribute to his GoFundMe. If you're into wrestling and you want your philanthropy to be direct, you're not sure which charitable group to go for. Those are two where there's actual people that you can see and help and make a difference directly.
We will definitely look into that because that's what we do. We like to have fun and make fun of each other, and we do these messed up games, but we also like to help and change lives. So Jeff, I want to say thank you for not only talking to me on Facebook, but for agreeing to come on the show. I know we all have busy schedules, busy days. I just want to say thank you for taking the last hour and a half out of your day to sit with us, and we greatly appreciate you, sir.
I appreciate you having me on. Thank you very much. Send me the link. I'll be sure to, send it around all the socials. Give it a listen and listen to how cringe I am, because we all hate how we sound.
Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? But after we get done recording, we hang up the call. I'm going to send you some messages, some of the stuff that I need, just so I can upload it with stuff like that for all of your information. Because I want everybody that watches this, listens to this, to go directly to you and listen to your podcast and to your content, and to help you, not only help us, but help you as well, and on to the next one, to the next big thing with you. So don't be afraid to always reach out. We love having guests. Our content is everything. We welcome you to come back on the show another time.
Good, because I have questions for all of you. First of all, I want to know how you do a podcast with 8 people. Secondly, I'm wondering why you just don't get to 9 so that you can have, the Olympian number or the Templar number and actually form an order. So
I'll let Eric answer.
You don't have a tiebreaker. I mean, if you're voting, it could be 4-4. You could be a loggerheads forever.
Go ahead, Eric.
Sometimes we're even and sometimes we're odd.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always odd. I think you already learned that, but I don't know. 9, you could become.
One is not odd. So yeah.
You could be the Knights of the Great Lakes Eastern Division of Greater Niagara.
We sometimes we have 7 or 8, 9 people at once. Sometimes we just have 2 or 3. So but we make
Knights of the Algonquin Cross, something. I don't know.
But we make this work, and again, thank you for coming on the show. I'm not going to keep you anymore, but I'm going to send you some information that I need from you, and then I will send you all the information once our editing team uploads it and does all that, and we will get it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening.
Credit card numbers, all of it.
Absolutely, yeah, and I'm going to need that 3-digit, security code too. Yeah.
Security codes, PIN numbers, fingerprints, retinal scan.
Urine sample. Yep, absolutely. For Eric Evans and George Muzzy and Jennifer Welch, I am JDUBBS. Thank you, Jeff Lippman, for coming on our show. I'm going to bid you all farewell. I love you all. You all have a blessed day. We are out here in 2 seconds.